Jamie Lee Curtis wants true equality on set. Joaquin Phoenix pulls the plug on Todd Haynes. And Disney Pixar reveals their new batch of leftovers.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
And I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
Hey, welcome back, Joseph. How you doing?
Good, I'm back.
Yeah, you are
finally.
back.
Every time I think I'm out,
As is tradition.
pull me back in.
I gotta shorten this.
No.
I'm back.
He's back.
Hello, boys! I'm back! Z105.
And we're back!
All right, there we go. Yes. Please clap.
Please clap.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
Did you
back.
get the Declaration of Independence?
No,
Gosh.
Failed again.
I did. I actually didn't even see it.
Oh, that's
You didn't
sucks.
see it?
Well, I don't know what.
I thought they would
what-
have it on display.
Well, somewhere. I don't know what museum it's at.
Just on the street, just walk by. Look
we
at
only, we
it.
only went to one museum in DC.
What? It's the capital of our nation, and you only went to one museum?
Well, the Smithsonian. We went to this and we saw some fossils.
I guess if you're going to go to one, the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
the
that
one.
I was gonna.
I'm not gonna
I
go to
was
the
say,
American
yeah.
History Museum.
That's lame, dude.
Why?
What?
American
I don't
history?
care.
Boo.
I already know everything about that from 7th grade.
7th grade
Yeah.
from your social studies.
Yeah, social studies.
Textbook.
Exactly.
Did you track your mileage? Do you know how many miles you drove?
drove? I mean,
you flew in and then you drove all over the coast.
yeah. We flew into DC and then drove from there all the way. Ended in Portland, Maine. I don't know. Time wise, it's only like an 8.5 hour drive total
Oh, okay.
between DC and Portland that we spread out over 10 days.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
And then you flew home from Portland?
Yeah, and the trip was great. Like all the cities are great. DC was like besides the National Mall, which was cool in itself.
Yeah.
The city of DC was also really cool. Like I was like surprised to see that it was a cool city to be in. I don't know why.
You were surprised?
This is
Yeah.
actually decent.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's a very clean city.
I thought it was going to be a city full of homogenous, mouth-breathing apes.
No,
No.
there was one person there who was talking to who was one woman who walked up to these cops outside of the White House, and she was like very much a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, okay.
Saying like they're tracking me, they're following me. Like I got glimpses, or I heard the little bits of her conversation, and I was like, "Yeah, let's get out of here."
We're about to get tased.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
to the Exorcist steps in Georgetown.
Oh, yeah.
Walked by the Exorcist house.
If you're a part of the Cinematics Facebook page, you posted that there, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
that was
very
an
cool.
awesome picture.
very steep stairs.
Yeah.
I could see how you could die from that.
Yeah. Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah, but yeah, the coast is super great. Like Philly was cool. DC, New York was really, really cool. Boston was awesome.
Did you go to Pittsburgh?
No, that was like 3 hours inland.
I was hoping to get a Pittsburgh.
Did you get lost in Boston or in Austin?
Lost in Boston? A
Lost
little
in
bit
Boston.
because the fucking roads in Boston are awful.
Yeah. Nice.
What do you mean awful? Like just like the quality of
No,
the
the-
asphalt?
No.
or-
The quality is fine.
Planning wise.
It's just the mapping of the roads. There's like 6 different ways at a intersection that you can go. That you'll end up. You go slight right. You're in a completely different area of Boston than if you like scooted a little to the left. So that was hard to navigate.
Yeah. It's like navigating Boston is like when you like surveying the stars and you're like, okay, we're going south, southeast because I'm looking at tourists, but you use Dunkin' Donuts instead.
There's
The Dunkin' was everywhere.
I know, you go, okay, go until you hit to the 3rd Dunkin' Donuts, then take a left.
Third Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna go-
Dunkin' was crazy.
Then you're going to hit that 2-story Dunkin' Donuts with the oak tree out front. That's
Yeah.
where you want to. That's where you want to be.
That was something I forgot about. That like Dunkin' is more prevalent
In the East Coast
over there.
area, yeah.
And then Boston was the best. I think overall.
Do you think you
as a city.
would? Do you find yourself living there at some point in your life?
I mean, the
Or
weather.
are you going to stay here on the finish line of the continental U.S.?
The weather was the best in Boston, but that worked in its favor because throughout the whole trip, it was hot and humid everywhere else. And on that one day, it was like cloudy and like 70 degrees. So it was very nice. We saw like 3 proposals in like the
3 proposals
in the span of like 15 minutes. And they each had like a hired photographer following them.
Oh my god!
They're like, dude, I fucking love you.
Yeah.
Be my bride. You're fucking wicked awesome.
You know, I was expecting like a sort of more rugged, tough experience in Boston,
Yeah.
just like because of Bill Burr mainly.
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of hipsters,
But
maybe.
I know. I mean, I was talking to a local actually, and he was like, "Yeah, that's more like in the south end of
The
Boston.
South Bronx.
That's in New York.
Oh, that just shows. Just shows
They just
how
call
much
it.
I know.
I think they just call it Southie.
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 Yeah. And then we were the north end is super cool, and yeah,
Nice, cool.
very cool trip. Terrible time. Terrible traveling, going there and back.
Why?
Yeah, the planes are like always off. now.
Planes are the airports and the planes. There's leaks and delays, and like they don't know what they're doing up there.
The vibe is off.
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
what can you do?
It was but overall it was super fun, and
Cool.
like now
Well,
we
I'm
know.
glad that you had a great time.
Congrats.
Now we know where to go when we go back.
We missed you. It was
Yes. Yeah.
you were sorely missed.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of the stream or the first stream,
yeah.
first half of the
First week.
and then I listened to the Gavin chatter of the second one, which was solid, good stuff. I was
Thank you.
I was giggling.
I'm glad I have your approval.
B minus.
Yeah, I was like an A minus.
Oh, cool. Good.
I mean,
Hey, I'll take what I
I wasn't
can
there,
get.
so it can't be A plus.
Yeah, that's right. A minus.
I have some gifts for you.
Oh no shit. Okay.
I do. They're not from the East Coast.
Oh, okay. Is this Tyler's Christmas gift that he owes us?
Oh yeah, he wanted me to. It's a disguise, actually.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, that's
his
right.
gift. So I was the day after we got back, we were walking around the city of Sacramento, which also I was very happy to come back to our dry heat.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I was happy to not walk outside and immediately be sweating.
Before you give that, Bruce says happy welcome back.
Thank you, Bruce.
Bruce in the chat, Heather, Angie. What's up, everybody?
Angie.
Glad to be
Yes.
here. So I was walking around the city, and there was this there's this bookstore that was having a sale, and they had like a sidewalk sale, and there was like this old magazine stand, and it had all
yeah.
it had all these like old old magazines that were like movie review magazines, like from like the 90s.
What?
And so they were selling them for like $5 a piece. So
Cool.
I got like a few of them,
Cool.
but I wanted to give you guys some here. So this one's for Pete. This one says the cover is an illustrated version of Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Sick.
Oh, nice.
and like
That
that's
looks awesome.
like that's the movie of like the main movie that they reviewed. I think
What's it called? Cinema.
Cine Fantastique.
Cine Fantastique.
This is
Cine
issued
Fantastique.
December 1992,
Okay.
and there
I
you
was
go.
8 years old.
And then Tyler, I
6 years
found
old.
one
6 years old.
that I'm surprised I actually found this. This is issue January 1985, and the cover of this is The Last Starfighter.
Oh, cool.
no freaking way.
Nice, very cool.
No freaking way. That's awesome.
A computer revolution in special effects. That's what it said.
Daryl's gonna love that.
Yeah,
Oh my
You can
god.
sit down on his
Yeah.
knee, and you guys can read it together.
that's for you.
Oh my god.
You can go throw the ball around
Thank you
together.
so
afterwards.
much. Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. And then I got two other ones for me.
This is cool.
This one is Tales from the Crypt,
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
January 1990.
Nice.
Very cool. And
Nice.
then this one after is just December. I don't know what year, but I assume the year GoldenEye came out because 007.
Pierce Bronson, yeah.
GoldenEye.
Pierce Bronson.
Pierce Bronson.
Hey, what was that movie? That lesbian movie you watched last week? A24 one with.
Love
Love's
lies
Lie Bleeding.
Love lies bleeding.
okay.
Love lies bleeding.
You fucked it up. You gave him the real title. I was gonna. he
I
said,
know,
He
I-
said like 5 versions of
I
it
heard.
last
I
week.
listened.
See, I've learned now, Joseph, in your absence, to just when I hear Tyler misspeak, I just let it go, and
Yeah.
I just let the comedy fly. It's a Haley Grace.
Organic comedy.
Haley Grace Mortez, the star of Let Her In.
Yeah.
What can I say?
This is great, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bruce
thank you so much.
chimed in. Santa Fantastic and Fangoria were great 80s, 90s movie mags.
Fangoria, yeah.
Yeah,
Still around.
they had so much more of that too at that bookstore.
Oh, it like talks about the designer of the whole like vampire look and gives you like a behind the scenes sort of stuff.
Why don't they do that shit anymore?
They do. It's a Fangoria.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Oh,
So, no, are you saying that you got this from like the old timey like magazine like?
Well, it was just displayed that way. It was at this bookstore.
Oh, is that a bookstore? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate that, buddy.
You're welcome. I couldn't find anything in New York related.
Yeah, it's
or
all right.
East Coast related.
I got too much shit anyways. It's fine.
That's all right.
You guys want to do some Gavin chatter?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Find some charity, ye lad. Now's the time for Gavin chatter.
Gavin chatter movie news of the week. Tyler, what do you got for us?
So Jamie Lee Curtis says that there shouldn't be a hierarchy on sets. Of course, she's talking about film sets.
I thought you were talking about like a model train set.
I mean, I don't know. It could have been anything.
Well, never.
I just saw the title and she said there shouldn't be a hierarchy on sets.
What other kind of sets are there?
You know what? I'll try train sets.
Train sets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play sets?
Play sets?
Like a plate, like flatware sets. You know, plates and cups and stuff like
Isn't there a
that.
set? Isn't that like a tennis thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the middle one.
Tennis?
Game set match.
Who knows what Jamie Lee Curtis was going on about? But what she is going about is about film sets. So,
I think she's talking about working out actually.
Yeah.
Like sets
How
of
many?
10.
How many reps?
well, yeah, I mean that you could assume that, but that's not what's going on right now. What she is though is she famously requested all crew members to wear name tags in an effort to be equitable.
Oh.
So her reason was that her reason was that everyone knows the major stars on set. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis, household name.
Okay.
And this goes back to when she was working on the new Halloween movies.
Mm-hmm.
She requested the name tags to be on every crew member because she wanted to. It's not that she wanted to remember names, but she wanted everyone to feel like that they had a name, like in this collaboration of like making a movie. And I thought to myself, that's really that's a really good thing to do, because when you think about movie sets and you think about like stars,
So you're
saying like
she wants
hey,
to know.
PA,
Yeah.
like
Hey.
Okay.
You.
Dumb
shit.
like yeah, hey you.
So the idea is everybody's got name tags, so you can say, hey, you know, hey,
Gary.
Hey, Greg, can you move the light? It's killing my eyes or whatever.
Gary
Right.
the Gaffer.
Gary Gaffer, yeah.
Yeah, but and so like her reasoning is like it kind of gives more of a personal relationship between someone
Right.
who, because she's recognizing that she knows that she's
It's like team
she's
building.
a star.
Can I offer an alternative to that? She just learns their fucking names. How about that?
Hi, I'm
thousands-
Jamie.
Yeah.
There's thousands of people on that set. Like, how is she going to recognize? How is she going to
Well,
remember all those names while
mean,
also trying to remember her lines?
You.
Oh my God, so hard.
You
She gets
would-
paid millions of dollars. Remember the fucking names.
I mean, that's not the job. That's not her job though, as an actress, to learn the crew's names.
If she wants to have
It's
true equity.
more of just like a politeness
sure.
thing.
Yeah, she's trying to be polite, but she's doing that. She's taking the easy way out, the coward's way
And
out.
I feel like you
What's a coward? How is that a cowardly way out though? Like,
I wanna
she's-
pretend like I'm equal to
she's
you.
taking the initiative.
I want to
to
pretend like I'm equal to you.
Wear
so
name tags.
Wear this name tag for me, so I feel less icky about making more money than you, and you know
I don't
me,
think
but
it's
I
as
don't know you.
nefarious as you're putting it.
This is like
I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I think
yes,
I'm right.
I know. Of course you do.
It's like in Seinfeld when the mayor his like
Oh,
aide,
of course, it goes back to
his aide
Seinfeld.
suggests that everybody wear name tags in the city, and it loses him the election.
That sounds like a Portlandia sketch.
So she goes on to saying, there's something really uneven about our position on a set, on a movie in this arena. And this is coming from her interview with Kevin Hart on a SiriusXM podcast called Gold Mines.
Jesus Christ, that show probably is wonderful.
It's a gold mine.
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
Yeah, you know, everyone check it out.
No,
Gold
don't.
Mines
No,
on
don't.
SiriusXM.
I'm gonna mute your mic.
She goes on to say, "You guys know our names. We don't know yours. There's something inequitable to me about that on a movie set. If we are all working together, we should all be wearing name tags so that tomorrow when we came in, I should be able to say then good morning."
That's like a toxic. That's like a toxic manager.
That's a person's name. That's a human being's name. Tyler.
Oh, you read the article?
Yes, I read the article. You sent it to me.
Okay, great.
I want to make sure I read it, just in case you didn't. Looks like this is the first time.
No, I did. I'm
Sabine?
just.
What's this word?
I'm putting my own spin on it.
I won't Google what this word is. I don't understand. I'll just
I know.
fake it
What does it mean?
air.
Sabine.
It's a human being's name.
Okay. Well, I mean, without a thought, because I've learned her name. Oh, it's a woman.
Wow.
That was a joke.
Okay, that's good.
That was the joke.
That's good.
She added, "I just want it to be equitable because it's an important thing. It's art. There isn't a hierarchy in art. It's supposed to be a group of people." All right. Now I have a problem with this, though.
Okay.
Because
now you're on my side.
She was hot, dude.
You're on my side, Sabine, man.
So the thing is, she says art should be a group thing.
Okay.
However, when I look at like Claude Monet paintings or like Vincent Van Gogh and stuff like that, like that's not a group effort.
Well,
or
but
like
she's talking about
reading Charles Bukowski or something like that. Like that was solo.
But she's talking about movies though,
This specific type of artist.
which takes a group effort.
Yeah.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think she's.
I'm angry because it takes more people to make a movie than it does to paint.
But what I got from it was that she was thinking like all forms of art takes a group. Which, I mean, you know what?
She didn't say all. She didn't say all art.
Well,
what did she say?
She said art is a group effort.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that's not all art.
That meant like an over-encompassing sort of like it.
Well, perhaps she meant movies because obviously she would have to know that a painting
you're
by
right.
one person shouldn't and doesn't.
I don't know. I'm just trying to mix it up. Come on. But I thought it was an interesting.
It's a valiant thing to want to do. I just still think
you think it's disingenuous.
Yeah, I do. I think it's glib. I think it's like
I think she's wrong.
It's virtue signaling, in a way.
Maybe she's like trying to save face from like she had a controversy recently, right?
She did.
It was like her.
She did the Asian eyes.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
She was on set. It was discovered new footage of her on everything set. She did Asian.
I can't recall like what controversy she was involved in, but I know that she was recently, and so maybe this is her saving face.
No, I don't. I think that this was something that happened a long time ago too. Is because they said the first line in your article was "It's famously she's done this on set," and it's like if you want to look at it from a positive point of view and like a optimistic. It is nice that she wants to learn these people's names, and it probably feels good to be called out by name specifically.
Yeah, by someone like Jamie Lee Curtis saying like, "Hey, Tyler."
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hey, asshole, give me that coffee.
But
instead of saying "Hey, you," just say "Hey, Tyler."
Yeah. You could say, "Hey, sir," "Hey, buddy," "Hey, pal," "Hey, sir," "Mister,"
"Hey, you,"
"Hey, Mr. Professional guy."
Yeah, but we know the entertainment industry doesn't work like that.
No, well, she could be the light, the change that she wants to see in the world. Instead of just say, "Hey, put this fucking name tag on, guy." I want to sleep well at night. Being able to.
So it's more a selfish act.
Yeah, it's for her. Yeah. But I think ultimately, like, it is a positive thing. But I'm going to tell a story very fast. When I started kindergarten at my brand new school, okay, it just got built. It was a brand new school, K through 6, and we were the first class to be in kindergarten. And and it was all new staff, all new kids. What is it? 20 kids per class, or at that time like 30 kids per class, probably.
Jesus, 30.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, 4 tracks per grade, so 120 per grade times 6 grades. You're looking at like over 1,000 kids, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And the principal on the first day of school knew every kid. He knew the children.
Oh.
They had like basically to apply, you had to like submit photos and all this stuff, so about this and that, and like blood type and allergies and things like that. I don't know what you're supposed to do, but all I know is
submit photos
within the first month. Maybe it was like the first year. Maybe it was like first grade and after the first year had passed. but he knew all the kids' names. So I was walking through the halls one day, and this principal, Mr. Posey, Ray Posey, he sees me and he goes, "Hey, Peter, how you doing?" And I'm like, "How does that adult know my name?"
You're just like,
you know, I don't know. Never met this adult before. My teacher knows my name, and my parents know my name.
he's trying to build trust.
Yeah, and it was like he went above and beyond to educate himself about the children.
Okay.
And
Okay, so I can see your
that's
point.
what I'm saying.
So
I can
she's
see
the
your point.
principal, and the PAs are the kindergarten students.
Yes, and if the principal were to say, "All right, kids, I need everybody to wear name tags all year long because I don't want to learn your names. I just want to know them."
So
That's the difference.
I agree with you on that. That's a really great point. That's a really great point. And also I was thinking though too is like, you know, you have like all the gaffers and like the PAs and like everyone working on set. They have to wear name tags because of Jamie Lee Curtis. And if they don't have a name tag on, they get written up.
Written up.
They're just like,
What is your name tag?
"Where's your name tag?" Yeah, you
Who
got
doesn't want to wear the name tag?
You got to get offset. You got to get offset. And so I think
He doesn't want to wear the ribbon. The Seinfeld.
I think the idea of name tags, like on paper,
It would be nice to be included if you were a gaffer, but
I feel like
on paper it's fine, but then at the same time though, it's
there
like,
definitely is a hierarchy though,
yeah, there is.
because like
People get paid
her
different.
showing up to set is more important than a PA showing up to set.
That's why they have stunt people, because they don't want to take out the talent when they break their ankle jumping through the glass.
And if a PA doesn't show up, but she knows her name, like, where's Greg?
Yeah. Well, she wouldn't know his name. She wouldn't know his name because
Where's
he's not there to look at the name tag.
where's that guy?
Where's that fucking guy, the hipster one?
Where's Dipshit?
The one with the weird mustache and the gauged ears?
Where's
Dipshit?
Dipshit? Where's my coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you know what? I think I'm siding with you, Pete, on this. Honestly,
I painted you.
Like after this discussion, it does kind of seem disingenuous because she's multimillionaire superstar actor.
I make 100,000 times. I make 100 times what you guys are making on set, and
It's
I,
like
I,
virtue-
I don't
is
want to
it-
feel bad about that.
Am I wrong saying like it's virtue signaling?
Yeah, that's what I said
signaling?
earlier. Virtue
Yeah.
signaling.
Okay.
How about just give me a little bit of that money then?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
True no
Be a
hierarchy.
Keanu.
Yeah, true no hierarchy would be everybody makes the same on set.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the
Where's
state-
the
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to the state funded filmmaking industry that I still want.
everybody on this set makes the same?
Yes.
We are marching forward to a glorious future where gaffers
Yeah.
and directors and best boys alike make all the same money. That's right.
Michael Bay and a PA
agree.
making the same.
Yeah.
But
You good? Anything
I
else?
mean, that's all I have for now.
Good. Very
Wait,
good.
did Comic-Con happen?
Yes, I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys literally just talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. you did.
Very good. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Joseph, what do you got?
Okay. So I have a kind of a not emergency news story, but like in Todd Haynes' shoes, it's kind of an emergency.
Oh, okay.
The director of Todd Haynes, who did what's that movie was
May, December?
May, December, and what's the one that
Upon Safe?
Safe? Yeah,
Safe.
That one. I was like Salt, not that. His new movie that he was about to direct, but is now not sure if he will be making. That was starring Joaquin Phoenix. Is no longer starring Joaquin Phoenix as he's abandoned the movie 5 days before filming would begin.
Weird. That's odd.
It is very strange. He has dropped out out of Todd Haynes' untitled gay romance film, and they're about to begin filming in Mexico. And it's weird because Joaquin Phoenix had developed the screenplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't he write it
for the detective love story with Haynes and John Raymond?
Maybe there's a physical something going on with Joaquin.
with his bird?
A source?
No,
What?
just with his body. With, like,
What's
maybe
wrong with his wiener?
Yeah. Is he dropped
need
out?
to-
I think his wang's broken.
I need to know.
I need to know if his dick is okay.
Yeah. Anybody check on Joaquin's dick today?
And a source close to the production tells Variety that the actor got, in quotes, cold feet. And it sucks even but but like entire sets had been built in Guadalajara before Phoenix made the last minute decision. And all these people who built the sets and the crew and everybody are now like, now we're not going to work.
All right, call Ewan McGregor. He's got to do it.
And the movie hinged on his casting because one, he wrote part of it or helped to write it, and even I think brought it to Haynes to make. And he's just like, I don't know about this.
I don't know about this.
The crew is now out of work, and stakeholders in the film still need to be paid. Losses could exceed 7 figures.
Yikes, that sucks. I wonder if they're gonna like go after him for that.
A speculation among the crew is that Phoenix's exit had to do with the graphic nature of the film's sex scenes, but that theory is confusing to some sources who reiterate that it was Phoenix who brought the project and its NC-17 concept to Haynes in the first place.
Maybe that's the hard part, the NC-17.
He's like, all right, Haynes, we're going to do this super gay, horny movie, and I'm going to be in it. And then he gets there, he's like, actually...
You know what? I was like, second thought.
You know, that was like a drunk thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched Cruising. What's his name? William Friedkin's Cruising, and I realized maybe I don't want to be part of this.
Basically, it was just this wonderful, organic way to create the script, Todd Haynes said, and Joaquin was pushing it further into more dangerous territory sexually.
Ooh.
So it was like he was like pushing this movie and pushing the nature of the sexual nature of the movie and making it like, let's do this and this
nuts.
and this. I'm gone.
Yeah. I mean, like he's never gonna not like be out of money, so he probably was like, yeah, you know what,
so it's
actually,
like I don't know what.
I don't know that I can't wait to hear an update on his leaving.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I said it before. It's a miracle any movie gets made, and it's like it takes so many people to make it.
It takes a group effort.
Yeah, artist group. It's a group effort.
Artist group.
Yeah, artist group. Heather actually said earlier, she said, unless you're making the paint and stretching the canvas yourself, you didn't paint that by yourself.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And you're taking in the world around you to create your art.
I mean, I guess there's no way to paint the air.
Yeah.
What about chalk artists?
Who made the chalk? Who made the
cement?
Yeah. Who poured the cement you're drawing?
I mean,
on?
you could just go on and on about it.
I like when someone's like, "Oh, I made homemade pizza." And you're like, "Oh, cool. Did you make the dough?" Like, yeah. Well, what about the flour? No, I bought.
Did
the flour.
you grow it?
Okay, so it's not homemade. You made the cheese yourself too? You have a cow in the backyard? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Corporate shill. I made my own shoes. I grew the bamboo.
Oh my god.
Where'd you
That's
get the
a great
seeds?
point.
Where'd you get the seeds?
Where did you get the seeds? Yeah.
Nothing is original.
Nothing is original.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting when you see like the behind the scenes drama for something, and then it comes out like Rust. Eventually, is going to come out, maybe.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I don't know, is that? And then you're just watching for that one scene.
I mean, like,
we'll talk about that later.
Is there a documentary out already
about Rust?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's True Detective season 1.
Yeah.
Rust Cole
beat me to it. God damn. I mean, I've always pegged Joaquin Phoenix as being.
Whoa! You always peg. Now you peg Joaquin Phoenix, huh?
All right. No, I didn't mean to.
What is this?
I'm sorry, Mr. Phoenix.
That makes sense.
I didn't mean to air that dirty laundry.
That's where you got the idea for the movie.
Yeah.
I always pegged him for being a genuine, artiste, like much like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, maybe.
And so like I thought that, so for him to move out of a project that he wrote,
I think there might be something else there.
I think that's what I'm thinking, like, because
I'm not ready to make a statement about it.
There's just there's no way that he goes out.
I hope we don't see some bad news about him because like David Lynch having emphysema now. He made that statement.
Joaquin was like, "No, I will not make out with you."
Oh yeah, David Lynch, poor him, man. But he had a very insightful quote about his diagnosis, and I was like,
I'll read it. So we'll just go. Are you done with your story?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll start. Before I do my actual story, I'll do the.
Tyler, do you still smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler, quit it. Cut it out.
You could be like David Lynch.
Yeah, you could be David Lynch. You'd die.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
So this is the romanticization of smoking by David Lynch.
Yeah.
At David_Lynch says, yes, I have emphysema from my many years of smoking. I have to say that I enjoyed smoking very much, and I do love tobacco, the smell of it, lighting cigarettes on fire, smoking them. But there is a price to pay for this enjoyment, and the price is my emphysema. I have now quit smoking for over 2 years. Recently, I had many tests, and the good news is that I am in excellent shape, except for emphysema.
Except for the emphysema.
Except for the disease
Except
that
for
I
my
had.
cancer-riddled lungs, I'm in great shape. I'm filled with happiness, and I will never retire. I want you all to know that I appreciate your concern. Love, David.
Yeah.
That's a great post. I mean, that's a great.
No, it is.
Great statement.
Because that's the price you pay. Like, I mean,
So
like,
read
that's,
it
the
in his voice.
that's the gamble. Oh,
I don't have a David Lynch.
oh,
Yeah.
I do. Oh my God. Hold on.
Do
Let
a
me
David Lynch. Just say I'm very sad I have emphysema, but I don't regret smoking my whole life.
I'm very sad that I have emphysema. That's the price you pay.
It's not bad. That's not bad. One of your betters. It's almost as good as your Arnold. Your Christopher Walken doing Arnold. That was a good
I'm
one.
your host, Outrageous Tyler.
Put the cigarettes in the bag. All right.
Put the cigarettes in the bag right now.
Oh yeah, we got people in the chat. All kinds of fun activity in the chat. If you're not on the YouTube live, go join.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a lot
please
of fun.
check it out.
Okay, so my news story. I'm going to recap the Disney Pixar's
D23.
D23.
Wait, why is it called 23?
I don't know.
What's the 20? I mean, it's 24 now.
This is the 23rd time they've done it. I don't know. So, upcoming new Disney and Pixar movies from 2024, release dates and beyond.
All right.
How many of these do you think are original titles?
None.
I'm going to tell you how
I
many
know
there are.
there's like a few.
1, 2, 3,
at least.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 13.
13 originals.
13
Original?
13 titles. How many of them do you think are original? Of the 13.
Oh, I'm gonna say 3.
2 for Tyler, 3 for Joseph?
Yeah.
Chat, make your guess in the chat. All right, first up, Moana 2. All right, so 0 so far. Coming out November 27th of this year, Moana 2. No one needs that.
No.
Next up, Mufasa, The Lion King. December 20th of this year. That's the CG live action.
Barry Jenkins.
Barry Jenkins directed prequel.
How do you go from Moonlight to
the prequel to The Lion King?
How do you go from Minari to Twisters with
How do you go
Lee Isaac
from
Chung?
Money.
Nomadland to Eternals?
Yeah, it's all money, baby.
Money.
Okay, so that's 0 out of 2. Mufasa, The Lion King.
Yeah.
Snow White, live action remake.
Again?
March of 2025. No, there has been no Snow White
Stitch?
one.
You
Snow
said
White.
Snow White.
Snow
yeah,
White,
because
live
they had
action remake.
the Kristen Stewart one.
That's that was Snow White and the Huntsman.
Was that Kristen Stewart?
But it still has Snow White in the name, right?
I don't think that was
But
Kristen Stewart.
this is
Was it?
I don't think it was Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think so.
And they have the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Snow White and the Huntsman. That was 2012. Who was in that one? It was Kristen Stewart.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlize Theron is the queen. Chris Hemsworth, Ian McShane.
And then Mirror Mirror was the other Snow White movie.
But is it going to be like, so when you say live action, are you,
1990.
It's like it's gonna be like the
Is it gonna
old
be-
cartoon, but
Okay.
live action.
all
Yeah.
right, all right.
All
okay.
right. So, anyways, next one, Elio, June 13th, day before my birthday next year.
Elio.
Elio.
Is that the
That's the Tron.
Elio
movie.
is about an 11-year-old boy who
No,
gets
it's not.
abducted. Is an 11-year-old boy who gets abducted by aliens after they mistake him from Earth's ambassador to the rest of the universe. That's one.
one original so far?
One original so far.
I wouldn't call that story original, but all right.
It's not a rehash of a previous property. It's an
Okay.
original story.
All right. All right. All right.
Okay. It's based off of Elio Gonzalez, who floated here from Cuba.
Elio.
After he's beamed up to the Communiverse, an intergalactic
Universe?
Communiverse.
Oh.
Communiverse. An intergalactic council comprising representatives from other planets for contacting them by mistake. Elio has to form bonds with eccentric alien life forms and survive a series of formidable trials in order to hopefully get sent back home. Elio was originally scheduled to be released March 1st of this year, but because production of the paused film due to the SAG-AFTRA strikes, Pixar pushed the release back to June 13th of next year. All right. Next one. Tron Ares.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
The Tron movie that you were thinking of was Tron.
It was called Tron. Yeah. That's Tron, actually. Oh. So this is also going to be the third in the franchise of the Tron universe.
Is it following the same story?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've even seen any of those.
First one's solid. Daft Punk did the score, really good. Soundtrack score, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Tron Legacy is the second one, and then Tron 3 is called Tron Ares.
9 Inch Nails are doing the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is kind of weird. I thought it would just be Trent Reznor. But
Okay, so one
9 Inch Nails. Okay.
one so far still. Next one, Zootopia 2.
They could have called it Tootopia.
That's a good call. They could have.
Yeah.
I think that would have been not bad.
Tootopia.
What else do we need to know about Zootopia? It's coming out.
Yeah.
Next one,
More
live action Moana.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Moana 2 and a
So they're making a Moana 2 and then a live action of the first one? Is that...
Yes, I haven't gotten to Moana 2 yet, but...
Wait, I thought you did.
Yeah, you did. You said it.
Do I do it already?
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was the first one? It's so forgettable. So yes, they are. They are. Live action Moana as well.
All right.
Wow.
And Dwayne The Rock Johnson made a whole announcement.
Guess what? I'm in a movie.
Again.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Next up, Frozen 3.
God, how much more Frozen can you get?
Frozen 2 was the largest box office take of any animated movie ever until Inside Out 2 surpassed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2 really surpassed Frozen?
Yes, it blew everyone's expectations away.
Wow.
So Frozen 3 will be coming out. Does not have a date yet.
How far we've come.
Yeah. Next up, a live action Bambi remake. Yes. Live action remake of Bambi was confirmed to be in development in January of 2020, and it follows the success of Guy Ritchie's take on Aladdin.
Successful.
It's one of the top 15 highest grossing movies of all time.
Really?
Yes. So the question is, why were they doing this? Like, of the top 25 highest grossing movies of all time, I think half of them are Disney remakes. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll get to that list in a second.
You can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Okay, so that is the Bambi remake. Another small bit of trivia, fun trivia. The largest gap in any sequel that's ever been in production was from Bambi to Bambi 2.
Oh, really?
And it was something like 57 years. They did not make a sequel, and then they made a they made an animated direct-to-video sequel.
Right.
It was like Bambi 2, Heart of
Bambi's
the Forest.
Revenge.
Yeah. Heart of the Forest or some shit like that. All right, next up. Hercules live action movie.
How many? We've got so many.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Kevin Sorbo reprising his role. No.
It's The Rock again.
Oh, God. The Rock did a Hercules
Yeah,
too,
he did.
didn't
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Fuck.
he did. I saw that in theaters.
You
Really?
did?
Yeah, I can't believe I did.
Wow.
This one is also going to be directed by Guy Ritchie. The Bambi one, not directed by Guy Ritchie. They're just piggybacking off of Guy Ritchie's live action Aladdin.
It's going to be like that Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah, Snatch. All right, next up, Toy Story 5. They're going back to the well.
Oh, the iPad kid.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
There's an image of a kid under a blanket and he's got an iPad. So
Yeah.
like the toys got to go up against the iPad kids now.
It's going to be a
Oh,
battle
wonderful.
between electronics and toys. Oh god, that's such boomer bait.
Although it
it's
seemed
such
like-
boomer bait.
Although it seemed like Toy Story 4 wrapped up the series for good as Woody and Buzz Lightyear
I thought 3 wrapped it up.
went their
3
separate
did
ways.
wrap it up.
Went their separate ways. It appears as if the story will continue. Though the news received a warm welcome by many fans of the Pixar movies, others question the necessity of a 5th Toy Story film.
I want one of the toys to die.
Yeah, the ending of 3. Did you see that video where the guy
Yeah,
took
he edits it.
He edits it
just
to
puts
where
the
they
credits
died.
at the end, and everyone in the family's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?"
Oh,
I want someone's got to die, like Jesse or a Woody.
The T-
I think
T-Rex.
I think one of the kids should die.
the
too.
Wiener dog.
I
The
think,
Wiener dog.
I think the toys revolt and kill one of the kids. with an iPad.
human dies.
Yeah, with an iPad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or the Mr. Potato Head dies from
I think
cancer.
Sid should come back.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be Sid's kid.
That's insensitive, Tyler. Don Rickles is actually dead. He voiced Potato Head.
Oh,
you bastard.
Oh,
All right.
I apologize.
They should dismember him.
So those are all the ones that I have listed here. There's a few like other projects as well, but there is the other. So there's only one so far, like original in this entire list that I had named.
Well, maybe it was a show, Hoppers.
I was gonna say that's one that's not on this summary,
Yeah.
but it is one that I saw and I'm actually really excited about. It's called Hopper or Hoppers,
Yeah.
and it's about a person, a young girl who gets her brain transplanted into a robotic beaver. And and it is like a science experiment sort of thing, and it's
Inner Space.
It's written and directed by the guy that created We Bare Bears, the show.
Oh yeah,
and he has a long history in animation. He's worked for Illumination. He's worked for Disney Pixar. He broke off on his own and did his own thing, and now he's coming back to full length movies. And that show is fantastic. If you guys,
I've seen a few episodes.
Oh, it's so good. And they even have We Baby Bears, which is them as little kids.
It's like Muppet Babies.
Exactly like Muppet Babies.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's the three bears. It's the Grizz. He's a grizzly bear. White bear, which is a polar bear, and panda, which is
but polar bears are bigger than grizzly bears. Why would the polar bear be in the second?
It's a fucking type. It's a fucking
this doesn't
cartoon.
make any sense because polar bears are actually bigger than grizzly bears.
Did you know their skin is actually black?
There's no way polar bears could survive in the same climate as a grizzly bear.
They talk too in this.
Yeah, I don't know.
They walk on two legs.
Dimitri Martin voices the polar bear.
Oh, is that right? I'm glad he's still getting work.
Yeah, he's good. He's solid. But yeah, the show is fantastic. It's set in like the San Francisco and like the forest outside of San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And it's strange too because one of the bears dates humans. So the implication is strange. He goes on like a Tinder type app and like meets girls on there and stuff, and he's always dating and he's very shy, so he can never score.
Never score.
Yeah.
You're a bear.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a bear in San Francisco.
He went on the wrong website one time and he did get laid. Yes. Just like Joaquin Phoenix.
Jack also mentioned the Lilo and Stitch live action movie, which I saw the presentation for that, which was cool. It was like it was like a Disney ride. Like Disney knows how to make an immersive experience.
Yeah.
That's one thing that they're actually like good at.
Yeah.
They know how to make you feel like you're in a different world or something. But
I saw that too, and that was the only movie that I was excited for, because the original Lilo and Stitch is great, but I think that IP could benefit from having the live action they were doing. Like, they did the Jungle Book, they did Aladdin, they did Lion King. No one asked for that. But for a Lilo and Stitch one, like that, there's a lot. There's a lot you could do.
They're gonna cast Emma Stone as the Hawaiian little girl.
Oh no.
I got fooled by a
Lilo. That's her name.
Oh yeah, forgot. Yeah, I got fooled by an AI art dump that was it was Millie Bobby Brown as the main girl from Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
Oh yeah,
they were supposedly doing a live action Atlantis, The Lost Empire movie, and Millie Bobby Brown was supposedly cast as like the Atlantean with the white hair and stuff, and it was like set photos where they're she's in all these different outfits and different hairstyles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you really doing this? Can she like just go away for a little while? And then I
get into an A24 movie.
And then later on I realized it was AI, and I was like, man, I got fucking fooled. I'm pretty good about catching those, but I'm
a boomer now.
Yeah, I know. I officially applied for my AARP card and everything.
You can apply for that at any age.
Oh, cool.
No, you can't. Can you?
Yeah, you can. I know somebody who fell victim to an AI movie poster that was it was like a Polar Express prequel.
Oh yeah.
I saw that. I saw that.
And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, this movie's coming out like next month. It was like November.
Like, no, it's not.
It's like November. Yeah, it was Tom Hanks. He's like, is a picture of him. He's like in the conductor getup, and like, yeah, it's coming out. No. And like, I didn't even see the poster, but I just knew.
Yeah, you knew.
I feel like that's not happening.
Yeah, no. It's not. Okay, so real quick before we move on to streaming picks, these are the top grossing movies of all time. Number 1, Avatar. Number 2, Avengers Endgame. Number 3, Avatar: The Way of the Water.
Oh, also the new Avatar movie.
Yeah.
Fire and Ash. Or
Fire and Ash.
Oh, yeah. Titanic, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Avengers: Infinity War, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Jurassic World. All right, now we're into the top 9. The Lion King.
The original.
No.
Oh.
No,
The remake, the 2019 one.
Oh.
Inside Out 2. That's number 10. Let's see here. Frozen 2 is number 14. Super Mario Bros. Movie, not one of those, but it's another animated IP sort of thing. That's number 17. Frozen is number 22. Beauty and the Beast live action remake is number 23. Incredibles 2 is number 24. Let's see what else we got here.
What did you say number 1 was?
Avatar, the original Avatar.
That's crazy.
Almost 3 billion. 2.92 billion.
Wait, so this is
dollars.
like the top highest grossing movies
Worldwide.
just in general
of all time. Yeah.
They're like all Disney movies.
I know. It's Avatar, MCU, Avatar, Titanic, Star Wars, Avenger, MCU, Jurassic World, Disney, Pixar,
which is Disney.
MCU, Furious 7 snuck in there.
Oh.
Number 12.
And so it's like Disney and Disney adjacent.
Yeah, it's all yeah. So anyway, so that's all I got.
Son of a bitch.
Now it's time for streaming picks.
Movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do. Disney Plus. Oh, HBO Max. If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
Easy there, Tyler.
Amazon Prime.
I like Netflix.
You found the pick.
Streaming picks. Movies that we watched this week on our streaming services that you can watch on yours too. Tyler, put that away.
Whoa, Tyler.
Whoa, Tyler, put that away, please. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So,
Wait. For what?
Stream fix.
Oh, okay. The way you presented that, you're like, are you ready? Like,
Because he's over there like looking at his
no, because
playing with spinning pens.
No, I'm not spinning pens.
Rubbing it inside of his thigh for some reason.
Well, I mean, I got to readjust myself a little. Okay, so this is going to be a disappointment to my 2 friends and co-hosts and to the classmates at large.
Why? Why? What point is this? You know?
So I tried to watch a new movie this week.
tried to.
I tried to. The Whale. I tried to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I turned it off after 23 minutes
Why?
Why?
because it sucks.
Oh.
I
would
didn't
say that you were incorrect.
I did not like it. I couldn't get into it. This guy is a piece of shit. I didn't. But yeah, rest in peace.
Spoiler alert, at the end he dies.
Yes, he does.
Or does he?
How do you know? You turned the movie off.
I mean, I've seen the ending clip. Like, come on.
You know what?
You know me. You know me. Like
the
you
fact
know,
that you're watching clips and it's like rekindling the fury and the anger that I have for fucking TikTok.
You're watching clips and then you start to watch a movie and you don't even make it to the clip that you saw.
No, I didn't.
Because here's the problem is that you get the brain rot and you watch the clip that's good and then you're like, why isn't the whole movie like that? You watch 20 minutes worth and it's like setup. You're learning the character's plight. You don't even get to like why he's the way he is.
I just didn't like it. I thought like after like the 20-minute mark, I thought to myself, this is just sad porn. It's not even good. I think.
Why is it not good?
Because it's not a compelling enough story for me to be engaged.
Well, you didn't even get to half the story. You didn't hear why he's like that. Aren't you curious why? His fractured relationship with his daughter, why his ex-wife left him?
What's a good example of a sad porn movie that gets you in
Manchester by the Sea?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
But I've been meaning to watch it.
Well, you're not gonna like that one if you don't like sad movies.
The Pianist.
No, it's not.
The Road.
Yeah, Pianist, The Road. Those start off very strong.
Okay.
But with The Whale, it was. The fact that he was the school teacher, he was like an English professor.
Mm-hmm.
and he never like had his camera on, and like that was like a thing like where the students would like, you know, like gab about like, why doesn't he have his camera on, like what is he hiding or whatever. And then him like jacking off to gay porn and getting caught by the guy, like it felt very over the top,
like exploitative.
I wouldn't say exploitative would be the right characterization. I think more so that it just felt, I feel like what Aronofsky was doing was he was trying to shock the audience in the beginning to make you stay. Okay. But I saw through that, at least for myself, I saw through that. It's like, okay, I know what you're doing. Like you're trying to make like a really shocking premise.
Is it shocking?
Right. I mean, the guy looks like Moby Dick.
I think
and he's
visually.
First of all, fat shaming.
Yeah. I think visually
the movie is called The Whale.
The story is called The Whale.
Visually, I understand that because it's like wow, we're really showing everything on the grotesqueness of the man's life and the poor situation that he's in, and then on top of that, he's like depression eating and jerking off and stuff, and you know,
you've never done that.
Depression eating and jerking off. Yeah, I mean that's
so you can relate.
That's
yeah, I don't know what we're talking about even. I mean, this is one of the more relatable movies.
So so I mean, like I just couldn't watch. I couldn't finish it because at a certain point, it wasn't because it was so depressing. Like I was like, oh, I don't want to be sad today or something like that. It was just so over the top depressing that it turned me off on wanting to continue the movie.
So what movie did you watch after that? After you turned it off?
I watched. I did watch a movie. I'm trying to think though.
Well, the segment.
It was
okay.
Look, I am apologizing to the classmates at large and to my two co-hosts here at the.
Where's it streaming?
I don't know what to say.
It's streaming on Amazon Prime.
All right, I suggest you go back and finish it.
You know what? I thought about that too, like while I was driving over here to the studio, because I was going to bring this up as a segment, as a bit almost.
Oh.
Because I am trying to watch new movies. Like I'm not trying to rehash old movies that I watched.
But not that
one. But I do want to say the positives of the first 23 minutes I watched of the Whale.
Okay.
So I think Brendan Fraser, his cadence in the way he was reading his lines were very well performed. I thought he did very well. And I was
in 20 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. In like the first 20 minutes of what I watched, I thought that his performance was good, and I was skeptical going into it because I mean, I have a fondness for Brendan Fraser, you know, because I grew up with him watching the Mummy series and Biodome.
Biodome.
He's not in Biodome.
No, not Biodome. What's the other one?
Encino Man.
Encino Man. That's right. So I mean, I grew up with him, and so for him to be in like this kind of serious role, I was skeptical.
Would you consider him like kind of like a keystone memory from your childhood?
I would say so, yeah, because I mean it's much like Harrison Ford, like, you know, with like Han Solo and Dr. Jones, like Brendan Fraser, he
iconic
was,
characters that you can recall.
McConnell,
O'Connell.
O'Connell, yeah.
So anyways, if that's the case, don't you think you at least owe it to him to finish the movie on his comeback tour that you've been championing on this show? Every time you're like, oh, we're so excited, the Brendan Fraser renaissance is happening. And
right, exactly.
Have you watched Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, I haven't.
It's his other, you know, his comeback.
Yeah, that's his other one.
Big comeback.
Yeah.
How about Doom Patrol?
I did watch a few episodes of Doom Patrol. Okay. I mean, like,
20 minutes.
You don't really see his face though. Like he's just a robot. But so I mean, so positives.
Couldn't do the 90 minutes for your pal. Brought you all the joy of your childhood.
Dan and I saw this in theaters, and we were both weeping at the end.
Really?
Yeah, me and Brianna too. I actually went with her.
Really?
It was a fantastic.
I mean,
moment for us.
Maybe I wasn't in the right mindset to watch the movie. I was feeling pretty pessimistic that day.
Sure.
But I want to say positives though. Good. That I think the performances from what I saw in the first 20 minutes were really well done. I think what the problem that I had though was the direction of the story, like just like going into this sort of like abject misery porn. That's what turned me off on it. And it's not like
I can understand that though.
I mean, his character though, he is so, as you see if you watch the rest of the movie, he is such a positive person to everybody else.
Correct. Yeah, I can see that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that all of the actors performed, from what I've saw, was
so good. They really drag you in. You can't wait to see where it goes, except for you turn it off.
All I'm saying is that the performances were, from what I have seen, were well done. It's just the direction of the story is what I didn't like, and that's what turned me off. Because I mean, it's like pouring down rain.
Which you like, right?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Like The Crow, or like
you like gloomy days,
gloomy movies.
I mean, yeah, I like. I don't
want to like make it seem like you're a piece of shit for not finishing the movie. It's just
you're a piece of shit for not finishing. No, I'm just saying
that's. It's like you're saying.
I don't want to make it seem like, but you
can't really have an opinion.
Yeah, you can't have an opinion about the movie. It's like,
what did I just say? What did I just said.
You said it sucks.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't say the whole movie sucked. I said least, what I saw I wasn't into.
At least it's better than judging a movie just off of the poster, which is what we've come to expect, or a TikTok clip.
Yeah. But I mean, I think
so. Enough of this movie that you didn't.
What movie did you fully watch?
I don't remember. I know.
There's a handy little app.
Great stuff.
That can log you.
I know. Trust me. Like, I had the shame sweats coming in here. About not having
shame sweats.
Yeah, I had the shame sweats.
Could you? In this instance, I'm just gonna dig in a little bit. You had the shame sweats. Couldn't you just think about what you watched besides that, or did you really not watch something?
No, I did. No, I know I did.
You're just lying to us.
I'm not lying. I did watch something. I just can't.
I don't mind if you lied to me and Joseph, and if you don't come through on your promise. Let me finish. I don't mind if you don't come through on your promises because you committed. And I even gave you an out too a couple weeks ago. I'm like, do you want to just like call this commitment out and just be like, you know what? I'm working long shifts. I can't do it.
Working 12, 13 hours a day.
Yeah. And so there's your out. You could say, you know what? I'm going to commit myself to just the one and maybe like one episode, you know, no big deal. No, you doubled down on your commitment. You said, I will watch your streaming picks, you or Joseph's, at least one. Every single weekend, I will bring it to the show. I can commit to you. I don't mind if that commitment gets broken, but what I do mind is that when you break the commitment to the listeners and you lie to the listeners.
Well,
because they
want to know.
The 4 people in the chat right now are heartbroken. They're heartbroken.
Everybody listening.
Here's the thing: is I do remember watching another movie, but I can't recall what I watched.
Okay,
but I did watch more of Batman: The Cape Crusader, which is pretty awesome.
It's good, even better.
Yeah.
Any big twists besides girl penguin?
Oh yeah,
no,
it's girl penguin.
Yeah, girl penguin.
Stop right there, girl penguin.
Her name is
Oswalda.
Oswalda. Yeah, I didn't want to mispronounce it.
The penguin's a girl.
Yeah. She's so hot. It's hard to fight with a boner.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of ire amongst the Batman fandom about her being the Penguin.
You could just shut it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. It's
so you followed up on the commitment last week by watching Love's Lies and Bleedings.
Love Lies and Bleeding.
Live, Laugh, Love, Bleeding.
Yeah, I did.
Live, Love, Bleeding.
Yeah,
and it did not pay off.
He didn't like it.
He liked it. It was mid. He said.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was mid. Yeah.
So your favorite type of movie?
But you didn't. Yeah. And you watched a movie. You watched barely watched a movie, and then you watched a movie that you forgot what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm not lying about
that. You hear this, listeners?
Great stuff.
I watched a movie. I can't remember. You expect me to remember? It was the other day.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got. Jesus Christ. That's all I got.
You can't remember the movie.
You could
what is this?
You could do so.
What's that movie?
You think about it and I'll do mine.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything.
All right.
You sit there and you think about it.
What do you got, Joseph?
I got quite a bit. I watched a lot of movies on a plane.
Oh, I bet.
On the plane. And I'll do your strategy. I go from worst to best.
Okay, cool.
This one I watched last night. We reviewed Duncan Jones' Mute a couple of weeks ago. And so I decided to watch Warcraft.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
2016.
Wait a second. You're saying this is the worst thing you watched last week? Or last 2 weeks?
In the last 2 weeks.
Dang.
Shocking.
Not good.
Really?
Not a good movie.
Wasn't it successful in China?
I don't know.
That's what our basis for if a movie's good
or not. It was
not.
successful in China. Come on.
Yeah.
This is streaming on Netflix. And yeah, it was not great. It felt like just like one big World of Warcraft cinematic that
like a cutscene
that plays when you open the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then when you actually play the game, the graphics are like really terrible. And that's what the quality of the movie is. The movie is terrible, but it looks decent. I wish it was just all CGI instead of like the hybrid CGI human or live action.
It's kind of weird.
The production design is really kind of what bothered me the most. It felt like way too clean. It felt like nothing was like lived in. It felt very bright and vibrant in terms of like the human's armor and stuff.
Yeah.
The orcs felt like grimy and dirty and stuff, but the human side of things was like, I don't know. It felt like I felt bad for Ben Foster.
Yeah, he deserves better.
Then my boy, who did his hair? That was terrible. They gave him like this long wig, and he's like a wizard. He's like the wizard. He's like the one that's protecting everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just felt like being on that set. If I was an actor, I felt like I couldn't take it seriously because of like what am I saying right now?
Yeah.
What are these lines? The Horde is coming to attack the Alliance.
Yes. I like the part where the guy goes, Zug Zug.
Yeah. We got to protect Azeroth.
Yeah. Ready to work.
Yeah. But yeah, it was not great. If I saw this in theaters, I feel like I would have walked out. I've never walked out of a movie before.
Really?
Never.
One time only, and I was a shithead teenager. Moulin Rouge. I walked in, I was like,
musical.
I was like, what is this?
Jukebox musical.
Yeah.
All right, the next one I watched, this was on a plane. I can't remember if I was coming or going. But I watched David Cronenberg's The Dead Zone.
Oh.
And starring Christopher Walken as Johnny Smith.
I'm a regular American Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Johnny Smith. John Smith is my father.
Yeah.
And so he is a school teacher who's like having like migraines and headaches, and he gets into a car accident with like a semi, and he goes into a coma for 5 years. And then when he wakes, he discovers that he has like psychic abilities.
Yeah,
he can touch someone and sense things.
He has telepathic.
And the name of the movie, The Dead Zone, had me thinking it was going to be like a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie.
It's like a thriller.
And it's a
Stephen King based movie.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of Cronenberg's more accessible movies in terms of like understanding what's going on. But it was also kind of like pretty slow and kind of boring. But it was kind of funny to see Christopher Walken, or interesting to see Christopher Walken in this kind of role, and especially a younger version of Christopher Walken. Because now I feel like I'm just used to seeing him being old.
Yeah.
And that's I watched it on the plane, but it is streaming on Amazon Prime right now.
You should check out the book. The book's really interesting.
There's a really good Saturday Night Live sketch that came out after that movie came out, and Walken did SNL.
Oh, really?
And he's it's like Gary Johnson office psychic.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing. He's like, oh, here, let me help you pick up those bag you dropped. And then they touch hands, and then he goes, yeah. He goes, you're going to take a cab later. You're going to have a coffee. You leave the coffee in the back of the cab. The cab takes off with your coffee. The guy goes, uh-huh. Did something bad happen after that? You never get your coffee. He's like, okay, thanks. I guess I'll get another one. He goes, don't you get it?
Yeah.
You don't get your coffee.
Martin Sheen is also in this movie.
That's right.
He plays like or he's running for governor, and then he wants to be president, and he's like this psychotic politician.
He's playing Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And he sees with his powers, he sees into what he's planning to doing. He eventually is gonna nuke the U.S. or something.
I can't wait to be president so I can drop a nuclear device on my people.
And so, I'm just going to spoil it real quick. Christopher Walken turns into a political assassin, and because he wants to stop that from happening, because he can see the future and he can change it. And he has a failed assassination attempt. Kind of sounds familiar.
I'm telling you.
And but it still ruins his chances, Martin Sheen's chances of winning, because he uses a baby as a shield.
A real force majeure moment.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny.
Right, cool.
It doesn't really get
was funny.
It doesn't really get interesting until like the third act.
Third act is a good. I enjoyed it, but it really is kind of slow.
Yeah.
Product of that era.
And that's streaming on Prime.
Okay.
A light
Zone.
Light recommend.
All right.
In the hotel in New York. I rented Sasquatch Sunset.
Oh, cool.
Not streaming anywhere.
Right.
You can only rent this. And this is one of the weirdest movies of the year that I've seen so far. But it's also really funny in a really weird way, and also kind of disgusting.
Yeah, I've heard you're either 100% in or 100% out.
Because there's no dialogue. There's communication between the Sasquatches. It's like a family of Sasquatches, as they discover the modern world. But there's no talking. There's no like language.
Yeah.
And this stars Jesse Eisenberg and Riley Keough as the two main Sasquatches, and then there's like an older one and like a baby Sasquatch or a child Sasquatch,
like Mac and Me.
Yeah, kind of, but intentionally funny.
A lot of poop throwing, I've heard.
Yes, there's a lot of poop throwing, like on command. Like they just shit into their hand and they throw it.
All right.
It's I don't know if it's an easy movie to recommend, but I would recommend it because I found it enjoyable. That's why me and Deanna watched it and we were like, this is so weird, but it's kind of funny, and also kind of gross.
Directed by David Zellner and Nathan Zellner.
Yeah, the Zellner Bros.
Yeah.
So yeah, that you have to rent that. I think right now. Not streaming for free anywhere. This is also not streaming on a plane. American Airlines. Shiva Baby.
Oh, cool.
Is streaming on American Airlines.
I love Shiva Baby.
And this is a very stressful, funny, frustrating, also kind of depressing, ultimately a good time movie.
Yeah.
A good time movie. This came out in 2020, which is like, it feels like it came out more recent than that. But yeah, it all takes place at a wake, essentially, almost like a funeral for this person that the main character doesn't even know, really. It's like some relative that she never really hung out with. And she runs into an ex at this event, and it's just her kind of going around the party, and her mom is just telling her like make sure you just be normal.
Yeah.
Just be don't cause a scene.
She's not the favorite
of the family.
She's not the perfect angel Jewish daughter that they always wanted. She's a little reckless.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I recommend, but it quite clearly says not streaming. So you just have to find it somewhere.
I'll see if I can find it.
My next streaming on Netflix is a documentary movie called Take Care of Maya. And it is a very, very well made, very good, frustratingly sad and angering documentary about this young girl, Maya, who is diagnosed with like a chronic illness, and that essentially is just it's like a lifelong illness that just kind of comes and goes, but causes like pain throughout her body.
Oh wow!
Like on and inside of her body.
It's like fibromyalgia or something.
And the main that she finds doctors who essentially the treatment for it is ketamine, is like high doses of ketamine, and that
sweet. I want this.
Yeah.
After you watch this documentary, you will not watch it.
I want some K.
Some of that special K.
And it turns into like these two parents trying to take care of their daughter, who's like 10 at the time when she gets diagnosed with it. It turns into like CPS essentially kidnapping her daughter and keeping her daughter away from her parents because they think that they're being abusive, or like they're willfully making her sick.
Yeah, it's one of those where they poison her to keep her sick or whatever.
But it's not that at all.
Gypsy Rose.
It's the parents are like, they're genuine people. They're like, we're just trying to like help our daughter.
And it's a documentary, you said?
And it's a documentary.
Yikes, that sucks.
And the people who they interview who are like, no, we just like the people on the hospital side and the CPS side that are like keeping her daughter trapped there. They kept her for like, I think like 3 months.
Jesus.
And like the parents weren't allowed to go see her. They were only granted like phone call privileges.
Parents are like, well, guess that's not our problem anymore.
Yeah. It's very frustrating, and it's still an ongoing thing. Not with her case specifically, but like just in general.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a person who has like done this in the past, and one of the leads of like the CPS, she has a history of like being arrested for child abuse.
What?
Yes, it's crazy. It's kind of insane.
She's like, I got a quota to meet. I don't care. I'm taking this kid.
Yeah, and it's like you think it's like there's a CPS like industry, like they make money by doing this.
It's like retirement homes at the end of I Care a Lot.
Yeah.
You're like, oh fuck, yeah. This seems scummy.
And they show like these text messages from like doctors, like a group chat that got leaked, and like how they're talking about the parents, and it's like so fucked up what they're saying about.
This sounds interesting. This sounds really. What's it called again?
Take Care of Maya. And there's a really, really tragic moment in this documentary with
Tyler will never see it. He'll turn the movie off 20 minutes in.
This is sad
He'll
porn.
miss that part.
Yeah.
I'm too sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maya.
Sorry, Maya. Fuck off.
But yeah, it's really frustrating.
All right. Streaming on Netflix?
Yeah, that's streaming on Netflix. I cut up
before you go on. Shiva Baby is on Hoopla and Canopy, so if you have a library card, you can watch that for free.
I caught up with a stream pick of yours, Pete, from a while ago.
Ooh.
I don't remember what it was, when it was. This is streaming on YouTube, and this is Connor O'Malley's The Mask.
Oh wow, yeah.
This is it's a short. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and he's like an Eric Andre kind of character, who just goes out in public and does insane things to people and around people. And
he wants to be like a YouTuber influencer.
Yeah, his character in this is Tyler Joseph, and he wants to be famous. That's like his character's goal. And he runs into this guy, and he ends up rooming with him. A guy from he's like from a commercial. Oh, from the General. Yeah. He runs into an actor who was in a General commercial.
Yeah. You know the General Insurance, that commercial with Shaq?
It's just a clip of him. And that guy, he's like a conspiracy theorist.
He tells him about Zion and all that stuff.
Yeah. And it's basically a 20-minute short about this guy just getting more and more insane. And it's hard to tell what's fake and what's real because he's doing this out in public. And even Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
Makes an appearance. And I'm like, really? Was that staged or was that real?
Yeah.
Because if he did that and he would be arrested.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting.
He makes a not a protest, but he essentially stands up in front of a crowd at the Waterworld show in Universal Studios. And he gets escorted out of the thing. So it's like, did he organize that? That seems like a lot of money to do that for a YouTube video. But yeah, it's pretty funny and insane. Unhinged.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it really is unhinged.
That's streaming on YouTube for everybody. And my next stream pick, also on YouTube, from Connor O'Malley. This year, this came out like in the last month, I think. This is called Corey's. And
I never heard of this.
This is another short, and it's also kind of centered around YouTube about this guy who, his name is Corey, and he sees this guy on YouTube his name is also Corey, who's living like a Las Vegas party lifestyle.
Naturally, yes.
And the boring Corey is like watching it and he's like kind of jealous. But the guy on YouTube is like talking to him.
Yeah.
Like directly. And eventually they like meet up and they fuse.
What the fuck?
They fuse and they form an Ultra Corey.
Okay.
And he puts on this like makeup that gives him like this like insane like jaw and like bone structure on his face. And he looks like a monster. And he's like walking around Vegas and he's like going like these parties, talking to these guys. He's like, what do you do? What do you guys do? And he puts on this really deep voice. He's like, oh yeah, we're in tech. And he's like, that's all going away. He's like, that's all going away. That's gonna be over soon.
Yeah.
And
I think the bubble's about to burst.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's on YouTube also?
Also on YouTube.
Okay, cool. The Corey's.
Yeah, just Corey's.
Corey's.
No
Corey's.
Okay. Just Corey's.
All right, Corey's.
Yeah, that's also even more unhinged.
Okay, cool. I'm in. You sold me already.
Also streaming on the plane and on Paramount Plus and Apple TV. I watched the Kane Mutiny Court Martial.
Hell yeah. I'm glad to see this is near the top of your list.
Yes, it was very engaging. When it first started, I was like, I don't know about this.
I said the same thing. 10 minutes in, I'm like, this movie's not good. And then it gets better and better and better, and it crescendos to the fucking finale.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting to be bored when it started, but then the performances and the writing are very, very snappy, very quick, and like the dialogue is really good. The conversations and the get heated because it's a chamber piece, and it's just
100% court.
It's a court trial.
Yeah,
just people getting talked to, and it's a military. It's a military.
Did I talk about this on the show? I talked about this on the show, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, very entertaining. Kiefer Sutherland's performance, who's the one who's being accused he was the captain of a boat, and he's being accused by this guy who's getting tried against.
Yeah, the guy on trial mutinied against Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, and it's all like just word of mouth.
Yeah,
like no one has any. There's no like evidence.
Yeah, no cameras, no video, nothing hard.
It's just like based on, the
discussion,
on the conversation. Yeah. And Jason Clarke,
really good,
really good. The ending surprised me, kind of.
I kind of was thinking something like that might happen, but then the way they shake their hands in the hallway, I'm like, oh, there they go, off on their way. And then there's that little denouement at the very end when they're at the party, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I was thinking throughout of it. I'm like, are you really proud about this or not? I don't know.
But yeah.
It's good because it makes you feel a little bit of both.
Yeah. I like Kiefer Sutherland's performance because it's like, this guy's obviously insane.
Yeah.
But Jason Clarke also really did a good job. And like coming from Oppenheimer, also like very similar type of character where it's like his line of questioning and the way he delivers the question, it's like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's very competent.
So I like that a lot. That's streaming on Apple TV, Paramount Plus. And my highlight of the last 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
Snack Shack.
Oh, cool.
Snack Shack.
It's from the guy that did Dinner in America.
Yes. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Watch this on the plane. Really love this movie.
Where's that streaming?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It says YouTube here. I think that's a trailer. But so Snack Shack is about these two kids who live in 1991 Nebraska. And
great time to be alive in Nebraska.
And they are two buds like in high school, and they're like cartoon characters that just want to make money.
Okay.
They just want to make money somehow, like Ed and Eddie. Like they just want to make. They're very zany, and they have a very interesting relationship because they're friends, but they also beat the fuck out of each other all the time.
Okay.
As friends.
I was gonna say that sounds about right.
Kids in the 90s, I feel like that's probably something.
We spent a lot of time beating the shit out of each other when we were kids.
Yeah, so AJ and Moose.
Our balls were always in danger.
Always. Any given moment.
Yeah, you were on guard all the time. We had invented games specifically to hurt each other and like to get away with it. It was like if you hear your arm getting slapped, then that was fair game, and you could smash someone over the head with your arm, and they couldn't be mad about it. So if you slapped your own arm, everyone would turn their head because you were about to bash someone over the head with your forearm.
Oh.
And if you got
to what end?
Because it was funny.
That's kind of how this friendship is.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this.
Honestly. And so they make a bid for this snack shack that's at like the local pool, the community pool.
Okay, cool.
And they put all this money into it, and they take out his own college fund, which is like $3,000 to bid for the snack shack.
Okay.
And it's like in shambles, and so they spent all this money renovating it, making it look nice. And they just want to make money. There's no specific goal for them to make money.
Yeah, they want money.
They just want to make money because the movie starts out with them at a dog racing, and they're just placing bets.
Okay. It's the worst thing to bet on. How do you know anything about the dog?
It's like the first episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly. Worked out well for them though.
Yeah. And then they have a neighbor that moves in, this young lady who moves in. Her name is Brooke, and there's a romance that blossoms throughout the story, and got me a little emotional actually at some point.
Really?
At one specific point, surprisingly, I was like, "This movie's really good. It looks really good. It's just produced very well. The performances are all really good, yeah, this is a very high recommend. It's kind of like you guys remember the Way Back? It's like that, but like more like rated R.
Okay.
And crude.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not very much. It's not like a coming of age story really, but it is in that same vein. It is kind of similar, just because like they're at a water park, not a water park, but like they're like these two kids, and this woman, this girl comes and she moves in, and her dad's like in the military, and you can kind of assume what that might mean for the story. But
that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I was a big fan of this movie.
Cool. I will watch that this week. I've been waiting to do it.
Yeah, and I will watch Dinner in America because I haven't seen that.
Oh, right. That there's a song at the end of Dinner in America that kind of, and the whole movie doesn't lead towards it, but you kind of get the idea that they're gonna record a song at some point.
Yeah.
And the real song that's played in the movie is a real song you can get on Spotify, and it's like I played that shit all the time. It's so good. It's so fucking catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Also, Boy Kills World, terrible.
Oh yeah.
That was like the first movie I watched on a plane, like traveling.
It had so much potential.
Good fight scenes.
Yeah.
The fight scenes are kind of cool. Silly, but
that old dude that's like his mentor or whatever, or I guess aggressor, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
He's the guy that is the actual choreographer in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
He also is a baddie and the choreographer for Raid and Raid Redemption.
Makes sense. The fighting style was...
Yeah, it's not like Muay Thai sort of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I only have a few this week. I'll make it a little snappy. Also, worst to first. First stuff, Maxine. Not good.
Yep.
Whoa.
Not good. Did not like Maxine.
I was curious. I saw you logged it, but you didn't rate it.
No, I didn't rate it. It's a rental only. We rented it, and
I
wish I didn't.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, had high hopes for it.
Here's the thing, though. Like, the movie's not made for me because it's set in like 1980s L.A.
Yeah, because Night Stalker,
late 70s.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's a hua, right? Like
a what?
Talk like a Californian. Don't pretend to be Dave Damashek.
What does that even?
Hua.
Yeah, that's
what's a hua?
Streetwalker.
Tyler, say what you actually mean. Say that word.
Streetwalker.
No, that's not the word you just said. What did you say?
Said hua.
Tyler was trying to take me to task for saying someone was a prostitute last week. He's like, they're called sex workers, and now he's calling them whores. She's a whore. Is that what you mean?
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Hua.
Oh,
yeah.
hua.
It's an old timey thing.
Yeah, I know it.
Are you old timey?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. It makes me sad is all.
Sometimes. We should go back to the day.
And also, she's not a prostitute. She's a porn star.
Much different.
Very different. One, there's a camera present.
That's right. Yeah.
One, there's a camera present, and someone pays everybody on set. So yeah, she's basically, so this is a continuation of Pearl.
Right.
I believe. X. Yeah, sorry. Continuation of X. Pearl is the prequel, then X, and then Maxine, even though it came out in a different order.
Yeah.
So my history with the series is that I thought X was fine. It was like pretty much what I expect for like a modern slasher. There was some good framing and some like good camera work in it and stuff. I felt it was unnecessary to have Mia Goth for 2 characters in that movie, but it makes sense in the broader scope of the movie series.
Deanna felt the same way.
Yeah, it really was like, why? Why just put her in old makeup? Because you can.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the message behind that was weird. It was like, old people that want to fuck are scary.
Yeah.
That was the message.
I found X depressing more than scary.
It was. There was some depressing stuff, and there was a scene where someone gets blown away by a shotgun, which made me laugh so hard.
Like shooting the shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just their body just flies away through the room, and you're like, okay, this is goofy, and I like it. But so it was fine. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I wouldn't like rewatch it or buy it or anything like that. I loved Pearl. I think Pearl was a fantastic character study of this character, and it was Pearl is the woman who was the old woman in X, and that was like I thought it was fantastic. And then this one is the porn star, up and coming porn star from X is also Mia Goth, and then she gets through that trauma and then goes to LA to make it big. Now she's extra confident and she's got her wits about her or whatever. And she's like, I'm going to make it big. I don't care who, how, what way or whatever. Everyone's going to know Maxine Minx is a fucking star. Yeah. And the bad guy in it is like this Night Stalker. It's the real life Night Stalker in LA. So they take that real life situation and they,
he's in the world.
Exploit it. Yeah. Because it's set in real life LA in this time and it's supposed to be a period piece. And it looks great. It really looks like you're in the 80s in that time period in that part of town and stuff, but I just didn't really care about any of the story. And then there's like a supposed twist at the end. It's a reveal that happens.
You called it, didn't you?
Huh?
Did you call it?
For the most part, yeah. I was like, well, why is that character in there? Well, he's got to come back later, of course,
As soon as I saw the guys in the tucked in shirts, I was like, it's got to be her.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. That was not great. And so, there's a really fun scene though where she's about to get attacked in the alley and she's like, call the ambulance, but not for me. Yeah. Pulls the gun out. She doesn't really say that, but it was that moment. Yeah, she's like, oh no, don't hurt me. And then the guy is forever changed after that night. So
he's like a mime.
Yeah. I was like, this is the Night Stalker. That whole part was funny and stuff, but I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Very disappointing.
It was disappointing.
I mean, not that I liked X or Pearl that much.
I thought Pearl was fantastic, and I don't know. So disappointed on that one, but watch it if you dare. The next best one, which was better than Maxine, is a Netflix movie that's just hit Netflix recently called The Boy Next Door from 2015, starring Jennifer Lopez.
2015.
Yes, 2015. This is a bad movie that is very fun. This is directed by Rob Cohen, who also directed the first Fast and the Furious.
The very first
Fast and Furious. And the plot is basically Jennifer Lopez is, she's on the outs with her husband and she's got a teenage son.
I remember this movie.
And the husband moves out of the house and she's living there just with her son now. And one of the neighbors, decrepit old man neighbor who's in a wheelchair, brings over his nephew, and he's like, oh, it's a real sad story. Both his parents died in a car crash, and he takes a liking, and he's a strapping young man. He's 20 years old or 19 or something like that. And he's a senior in high school because
he's 20, a senior in high school.
He took a couple years off because after the trauma of his parents dying, he took a couple years off high school and came back to finish it. Supposedly.
Just get your GED at that point.
Supposedly. Yeah, but then you can't bang Jennifer Lopez, who's your neighbor, bro. True. So he's gets infatuated with her and kind of obsessed with her, and she's kind of a little into it too. just like, oh, he's kind of cute, you know, he's 20 years old, he's kind of cute, but, you know, very much still keeping it very like professional, very appropriate for
neighborly.
Yeah, neighborly. And the kid starts hanging out with her young son, and he's kind of a dork at school, and he gets bullied a lot because he's pissed his pants one time because he got stung by a bee and he had an allergic reaction. So everybody makes fun of him and stuff. And
hey, you're the guy who pissed his pants.
Yeah, one of the bullies is like, "Hey, I saw your movie on TV the other day, The Wiz. You know, it's like The Wizard of Oz, but they're all black because you pissed your pants." And he's like, the guy's like, "Shut up!" You know, it's just really bad writing, and it's just like almost like a Hallmark made-for-TV movie.
It sounds like a Tyler Perry movie.
It turns into a stalker thriller.
Okay,
because her and him, they do the deed.
Nice.
Yeah, he's very competent for a 20-year-old, which is very strange.
She was hot, dude.
Yeah, and Jennifer Lopez is banging in this, by the way. Banging. The sex scene is way more graphic than I thought we were going to get out of a movie like this.
How old is she supposed to be in this movie?
She's an adult with a 15-year-old child, so I don't know.
Okay,
40, something like
25.
That. Yeah.
I don't
she
know
had
if
it when
that's
she was
possible,
9.
But
yeah, she's
in Texas it is.
She's like 40, maybe 38, 40, something like that. And he's half her age, but she's not divorced. She's just on the outs with her husband, and he hasn't been staying at the house for the last few months.
Right.
So now this young man is impressing himself on the son because he's like, "Oh, I'll show you how to change the alternator on your car. Oh, your dad's not around. I'll help you do this. I'll help you do that." And he helps him like get a date to the dance and stuff like that. So he loves this older guy. And then once she says, "Hey, we can't do this again. This was inappropriate. It was one night. It's a mistake. No one can know." He's like, "You fucking thought? The fuck you thought? Oh, really? Oh, really?"
Oh, no.
And he's like, and he basically is like, now he's obsessed with her, and his psychotic nature comes out, and he's like trying to fight the dad and stuff like that. And
he's
like
the guest.
Yeah, basically it's like just like The Guest, except for he didn't go to war. And I called the twist. There's a little bit of a twist. It's not really a twist, it's more of a reveal. I called it when the first time you introduced to the character. And it's like, have you seen Stepfather? The Stepfather?
Yes.
No.
There's also one with Carrie Elwes.
Carrie Elwes?
Yeah, Carrie Elwes.
Saw.
No.
Princess Bride.
It's like him.
Stranger Things.
No, it's him and Alicia Silverstone.
Clueless.
No. let me see if I can find it. The Crush. The Crush.
Heather Crush.
Yes, Heather. I knew Heather would know this. She probably got it on VHS. Bananas movie. It's the same thing, except for, it's Alicia Silverstone is coming on to him, and they have a little fling, and they make out. I don't think they have sex, and then she's obsessed with him forever and just trying to fucking ruin his life.
Also like Swim Fan.
Oh, yeah. Swim Fan. Yeah. Oh, man. I forgot about that one.
Big amalgamation of that. She says she does have it on VHS.
God damn it.
I knew it. And at the end of all those movies, Stepfather and The Crush and all these movies, there's a huge culmination of like a action set piece, and it's all good. Finally, the crazy comes out, and you're just waiting for that to happen. And this one is off the fucking rails. But it has the best scene. And I didn't know this was the same movie. I saw clips from this on someone's on Twitter, and I'm like, what is this trashy movie? I got to watch this with Brianna.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same movie where he gets her a gift. He's like, "Hey, I'm sorry I acted like that. Here's a gift." And he brings her a book, the Iliad, because they're talking about Homer earlier in the scene before.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Wow, this is great." And then she looks at the cover and she goes, "This is a first edition. I can't take this." A first edition from Homer? Is it written in Greek? Is it from 300 years ago? This fucking guy does not have a first edition of the Iliad.
It would be in a museum.
Yeah, exactly. We stole this from the Smithsonian.
It'd be freaking priceless.
It's a first edition. I can't take this. Like, what is this movie? Who wrote this fucking movie? Did they not fact check this? Anyway, that scene just cracks me up. And I was watching Brianna as the scene happened. I'm like, first edition. She goes, "Yeah, that's crazy." I'm like, it wouldn't be in English.
Yeah. No.
The cover would be turned to dust in your hand. Anyways, So that is called The Boy Next Door, streaming on Netflix right now.
God damn.
2015. Go watch it.
Sounds funny.
And then lastly, a new release that just came out, 2024. It's streaming only on Apple TV, but it's very fun. It is called The Instigators. Yeah, The Instigators.
Is that the Matt Damon?
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
Oh, I thought it was Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck, I'm sorry.
It's a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Oh, that was a show.
So I'm going to look up this IMDb real quick just to make sure I get everything right on this. This is a very, very fun sort of, what's it called?
Joseph Bridges in the chat.
Please don't.
The first edition could just be a first of the translation that was big in the late 1800s.
Nope. I choose to believe. it will be Greek. Still,
the very first one.
Yeah, the first. It's handwritten. No, but I do believe when they pull it out, it's just like an ornate look. It looks like one you could get from Costco. You know.
Oh, okay.
It's just really funny. Thanks for that, Joe. I appreciate that.
I got it off Thrift Books.
Yeah. So this movie, The Instigators, it's directed by Doug Liman, who's on a streak right now. He just did the remake of a Roadhouse recently.
That's right.
And then, of course, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which we all know and love. Edge of Tomorrow, a.k.a. Live, Die, Repeat.
The Edging of Tomorrow.
Yes. And then all the way back to Swingers. So Liman knows fun. Liman does fun very well. And in the Roadhouse reboot, they do those weird sort of 3D CG AI assisted fight scenes, like the camera movements.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't always work for me in that movie, but the technology, in my head, I was thinking when I'm watching it, I'm like, this technology, if this is new, is going to be very good in like 10, 15 years. They're a little overusing it, a lot of fisheye and wide angle stuff in it that just makes it look kind of goofy. There's some very interesting camera work in this as well, in The Instigators. There's basically the plot is the story follows two robbers who must go on the run with the help of one of their therapists after a theft doesn't go as planned. So Matt Damon plays Rory. He is a nice guy who just needs some money to basically help get his relationship back on track with his estranged son after a divorce with his wife. Son's probably like 12, 13. And Casey Affleck is his buddy, Kobe. And Kobe or Cobby? I think it's Cobby.
Cobby.
Yeah, like Cobb.
Cobby.
Like his real name is Cobb or something like that.
Is this set in Boston?
It's set in Boston. Yeah.
How is it not just Will Hunting and Casey Affleck, just our friends in this? It's the same universe.
As I was watching it, I was like, this is the where they ended up. Yeah. Will never made it to California, as we know.
Yeah.
So, anyways. Hong Chow plays the therapist, Matt Damon's therapist, which you see at the beginning, and then later on he ends up taking her hostage in a nice way.
I didn't know
please
there was a
be
nice
my
way.
hostage.
Yeah, please. He's nice. He doesn't like to be the fact that he's mixed up in all this stuff, so he's trying to get out of it clean, as they say. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like Jesse Plemons' character in Breaking Bad. Where
no, not at all. Jesse Plemons' character is a fucking psychopathic asshole in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but he's nice about it.
No, he's not. He's a shithead.
Remember when he killed that kid?
Yeah,
when he's so nice.
Yeah,
but he said that was part of the job. I thought there was supposed to be no witnesses.
Tyler, your definition of nice is very different than mine. So in this one, Matt Damon is just like when the heist goes wrong, he's just going to be like one of the three, and Jack Harlow is the third.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, Jack Harlow's in that. There's the cast in this is crazy. So Michael Stuhlbarg, who plays, he's in A Serious Man. He's the main guy in A Serious Man. He's the father from Call Me By Your Name.
His Shape of Water.
Yeah, Shape of Water. He's one of the scientists, I think, right?
Yeah.
Alfred Molina is in this. Ron Perlman is in this. Toby Jones. And then there's a couple other fancy people, like surprise people. Rob Gronkowski is in this, playing himself. Ron Perlman is like this mayor of Boston who's running for re-election. And the dialogue in this movie is very, very fun. There was a number of times that I'm watching it and I'm thinking, that is super, a really clever line. Mm-hmm. And the thing that really sold me on it very early on is that when you're introduced to Casey Affleck's character, you know he's supposed to be the shithead and he's the one that's going to help, Matt Damon get into this heist. And when you meet him, it's immediately smash cut to him and he's holding a young child, probably like 7 or 8, who's in onesie pajamas up to his breathalyzer so he can blow into his breathalyzer and so he can get his motorcycle started. He rides a bike and he has a breathalyzer on it, and he makes this neighbor kid from 2 doors down blow into the breathalyzer so he can ride. So you already know it's 8 a.m. The kid's still in his pajamas. He's drunk at 8 a.m. And then as he puts the kid, as he's like still holding the kid, and he's like, all right, just keep blowing. And then the nanny sticks her head out of the house from the neighbor's house, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, if I catch you again doing this shit with little Timmy, I'm gonna call the cops, you know. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then the kid runs home, and he's like, all right, see you tomorrow, you know. And that's your introduction to Casey Affleck character.
That is horrible.
I know, it's so fun.
That is so horrible.
So the movie's very, very fun. I can understand people thinking that this is going to be like a shitty, bad quality, whatever. If you didn't like Roadhouse, you might not like this because they have a very similar vibe, but this is more of a clever dialogue, and there is a great patter between the two of them, and a little bit of great patter between him and Jack Harlow. What's his name? Paul Walter Hauser shows up for a hot minute.
Oh, okay.
Ving Rhames is in it for a hot minute. There's a great cast of characters.
And this is on Apple TV,
Apple TV only, exclusive.
Oh.
So yeah, that's called The Instigators. It's out right now on Apple TV. Go give it a watch if you have that. Anything else?
I think that's it.
No.
Okay, so we are going to be back in about 15 minutes on the live YouTube stream, and we're going to be having a review of the Kentucky Fried Movie.
The Kentucky Fried Movie.
A Patreon pick from listener Heather, who's in the chat, Dork of all dorks, and she's going to be joining us on the air live via Zoom. So we're going to have her talking to us live and talking to us about why Kentucky Fried Movie was her choice, and then we're going to get into it and review. It's a blind watch for all three of us, and for the people, I keep being told this would be a fun one to watch, and then I think Tyler's mom said, "Someone recommend this to you? Do they hate you?"
Yeah, she said that right before I drove over here.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to talk about. So, anyways, thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather Sachs, Angry Otter, and Chris. And if you want Angry Otter.
Oh yeah.
Angry Otter. That's right. And listener Steven. Back as a cool ass yard dude.
I was as close as I possibly could be to Steven when I was in Portland, Maine.
That's right.
Because Montreal was
right there.
Just right 6 hours away, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's Javier, Heather Sachs, Angry Otter, listener Steven, and Chris. So if you want to join us on the Patreon, all the cool ass yardie slots are filled up. We can support on the cool class clown level, teacher's assistant, or new kid in class. But if you just watch on the YouTube, it is just as much support. It'll give us giving those watch hours is really kind of what we're trying to get to right now.
Yeah,
we are almost there. So until next time. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Frogger, Heather, Joseph Bridges, Jack, Bruce, everybody. It's a lot of fun. Come watch us live. If you're not, you're missing a lot of fun. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail, why don't you, at 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at PodcastMCFC, and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
Great. We'll see you later on in the week or in just a few minutes.
See you next time.
See ya.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.